If I made enough money in the UK, I would be back to Jamaica in a second. A second.
Moving from Jamaica to England, it's not for the weak. I remember watching videos last year with people complaining that they're having a heat wave, and I was leaving from a heat wave, so I was like, your heat wave cannot compare to my heat wave. No heat wave. It's been cold, it's been raining all day, every day. I never owned a winter jacket before. Now I'm wearing winter jackets in the daytime.
I am a Jamaican that just moved to the UK. Of course, I'm gonna say dollars and cents instead of pounds and pence. I am a Jamaican that just moved to the UK. Of course, sometimes when I wake up in the morning and see the weather outside, I'm depressed and want to go back home. I am a Jamaican that just moved to the UK. Of course, I'm going to drive down the whole city and find places to sell Jamaican food. Period. I am a Jamaican that just moved to the UK. Of course, it's easy for me to drive here because we drive on the same side of the road in Jamaica. I'm a Jamaican that just moved to the UK. Of course, persons are gonna ask, what country are you from? I'm a Jamaican that just moved to the UK. Of course, it's gonna hard to find hairstylists and nail tech and all that. So you're gonna have to end up doing them yourself.
Listen, every day I wake up, I'm cold. My toe them cold, my finger them cold, my nose cold, my lip them white. Me tired. Me tired. Me tired for cold. Jesus help me.
You land at the Heathrow with dreams in your suitcase and wake up 6 months later wondering if you've made the biggest mistake of your life. They told you the UK was the mother country. They told you about opportunities, the NHS, the education system, the better life, but nobody told you about the silence, the cold that cuts through your bones and your spirit, the loneliness that hits when your neighbor won't even say good morning. Both prepared for you, nobody prepared prepare you for the moment you realize you're not in Kansas anymore. You're not even the Caribbean anymore. But here's the truth they don't put in the brochure. Culture shock is not about the UK being wrong or Jamaica being better. It is about standing at the crossroads of two worlds and learning to walk between them without losing yourself. So I want you to sit down and relax, because this is the real talk about what Jamaicans actually go through when they move to the UK. And if you're thinking about making that move, you need to hear this. I have a couple of clips of these Jamaicans in UK talking about their culture shock and the experiences. Watch them to the very end, and then I'll be back to discuss everything with you guys.
So my video today is to share about my experience and my journey to the UK. Yes, I'm a Jamaican teacher. I am now in the UK teaching. I'm on this very small island, Isle of Sheppey. It's very nice, very quiet. If you love the busy life, maybe that's not so much for you. But if you want to know about the experience, different programs, send me a message. Hit me up. I can tell you about my different experiences. Some of the people that I've encountered, I have had good experience, mostly good experience. Some very nice people, my Airbnb and everything, the costs associated with it. But in all, it is a very good experience so far. And if any teachers out there who want to know about, how to come to England to teach, I can tell you about the programs. As I said, my program that I came on, and how to hook you up. Link me up and let me know.
Life in the UK is no joke, especially if you're not from here, you weren't born here. It's no joke. There are things that shook me, when I came to the UK. The backstory: I moved to the UK with my family about a year ago, or over a year ago, last year, March, the latter part of March 2024, right? We're in 2025, so a little bit over a year. And so I'm from the Caribbean. Specifically the sun-soaked island of Jamaica. So if you're watching and you're from Jamaica, you just drop a Jamaica flag in the comments below. Big up to my Jamaican brothers and sisters. Wagwan. Yeah? So yes, that's where I'm from, and we migrated to the UK over a year ago. There has been things that have been a culture shock for me, shockingly. But I'm going to share 5 with you today. Number 1, the weather. To be honest with you, this was like a reversal shock, because in my mind, I'm like an extremist sometimes. So I was preparing for like freezing cold finger drop off kind of weather kind of thing, and that was not the case. Mind you, I came in the spring where the weather wasn't too bad. I was preparing to get into the summer, so that wasn't too bad, and that was a good time. Well, so I was told, and so I've experienced that it's a good time to come where you can get to transition into the colder time and preparing for winter. So that was great, but it was cold coming from Jamaica, passing through airports and sweating, and then coming here and freezing. Obviously there is going to be a shift, and I am going to feel the cold and the drop in the temperature, but it wasn't as severe as I thought it would have been. So that was surprising for me. The weather was surprisingly not as severe as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, so I was over prepared. Like in warmer time, I didn't have any clothes to wear because everything was warm. In my mind, it's just ice. Cold ice. But that wasn't the case. So that was just a welcoming surprise. So I could get to transition into the weather, so I could prepare myself for the colder time. Number 2, not so favorable, the housing. Now, I'm used to my big backyard, side yard, front yard, all these things. Especially if you grow up a country, you're used to your backyard and your little tree, your mango tree, your orange tree over there. So even though the recent communities that they are building, you don't have no backyard. I don't want to call any name. You don't have much space, because them are cut up the house beside each other to get extra space to build house. But you still get a little piece of land one on the back and a little piece one on the side. Here, so it's like a building block right on top of each other. It's just pure apartment. So you come in, you go up to your floor, and you go in your apartment. So if you want to plant one little tree, you have to go get one pot, plant it and put it in your kitchen. So it's just pure apartment. Mind you, obviously, this is not for everywhere and everyone, because it depends on where you are. It depends on what you have. It's not for everybody, but I'm just speaking generally based on what I've seen since I have came here. The housing system is way different from what I'm used to. It's apartment. It's mostly apartment, and you just go in and you shut your door. And the apartment, the rooms are very small. The rooms are smaller than I was gonna say the rooms are small like out of Jacaranda, but I said I wasn't gonna call the name. Anyway, if you know Jacaranda, stop. The rooms are very small. They're smaller than what I'm used to. So when we were searching for places to rent, and that's another story. When I was placing for houses to rent, let me know if you want to hear it. When I was searching for houses to rent, and you see 2-bedroom, this, that. When you look, it's on like a box. So I said, so what go in this? Just one bed. Just your bed and one chair. But yeah, and I said there are exceptions to the rule, because I've gone places and seen places and been in places, and you get different. So it varies, but for the most part, the places that I've seen, this is the case, and that was surprising to me. The housing system was very surprising to me. Number 3, this was a shock, like especially for me who is in healthcare. I know that people in Jamaica smoke. People them smoke and but when I tell you that almost everybody smokes, and you just see them and they're smoking, and that was shocking to me. Like outside, out and about, open, randomly just smoking, like everywhere you go. That was shocking to me. I'm not, everybody is at liberty to do what they want, and they have the freedom of choice and all of that. But I'm just saying, I'm not used to seeing such a big mass of people, just every other person you walk by smoking. When I meet people in my field and having to ask them the question, do you smoke? I hardly get people that say no, or they would say that no, they don't smoke, but they used to smoke. When you ask them when they stopped, last week, Yeah, you do have your few that don't, but I'm just saying it's a lot of people that smoke. That was a shock for me. That was a shock. Number 4, the food. I'm not going to drag us with this video. We can do a part 2 if you want, and we can go in details with certain things. But the food. If you know Jamaican food, you know Jamaican food. If you know Jamaican food, drop some of our national dish. Because we have many national dishes, you know. Even though it's one, we have many things that Jamaican known for. So if you know the Jamaican food, let me know what your favorite Jamaican food is. We're full of flavor. We're full of flavor. We're full of niceness. If you're a pasta, a potato. At first when I came here, I didn't know what to cook. I had to learn how to cook. I had to try and figure out what to cook. Because it's either pasta or potato. But outside of that, looking on the positive side of things, and I'm taking it positive from a health perspective. Looking on the positive side, these people, the culture seemed to be a very health conscious culture. So the salt was never very savory at all. The sugar need a little bit more glucose in there, because the sugar never have a lot of sugar in of it, and the salt never have a lot of salt in of it, right? So everything kind of lower. I don't know how to explain it, but when I came and they're using the little packet of sugar and you tear it and you drop it in your tea, you see everybody use half a pack, 1 pack. And I said, okay. When me pull it down to put it on my tea, I say, so me I look around and I say, something wrong with me, because me not taste nothing. I'm not tasting anything. I'm not going to tell you how much sugar I use, but it's dwindling down. I'm adjusting. But I think it has allowed me to shift my mindset into that direction, which is going to assist me with my growth or my development in terms of my health and my wellness. So that's fine. That's fine. Use a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, fine. So things, the thing is like, things are packaged a certain way where you consider your health. Even fast food, when you buy the fast food, it's not very salty or very sweet. I'm not saying that means it's healthy or anything, you know. I'm just saying that a lot of focus is placed on the nutritional benefits of food, right? I'll just leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there. If we want to talk about it in the comments, we can talk about it. If you want to know more, we can talk about it. But I'm gonna leave it there. I'm still adjusting. I still buy the potato and the pasta, you know, but I'm still trying to figure out ways, and I'm learning different ways and different things that I can do, right? And adjust and find interesting dish to do. I'm still learning, but that was an adjustment, to be honest. And lastly, we're gonna end on a good note. The driving here, the drivers are so courteous, and again, there are exceptions to the rule. Everybody's not the same, but if you know, you know. Driving in Jamaica, but anyway, the drivers here are very courteous, meaning if you're about to, if you look like you're going to cross the road, then stop. Worse if you have a child, a baby, they stop. Obviously you have your stop sign and your light, you wait on that, but I'm talking about minor roads where, you know, vehicles may pass or whatever. You even look like you're going to cross the road, they stop. As a matter of fact, some of the roads, the people here, based on the white line, you have certain signs, and I don't know some of the road codes yet, but you have certain things are sign on the road. Literally, people just walk out, and the vehicle just stop for them to pass, even if it's 100 people, and if 5 people pass and then the next 5, they stop. That was new for me. The driving here, they're very courteous in when they drive, and people don't speed, my love. People know about the speeding because you got to pay. It's not, you best believe you're going to get that in the mail, because them have them thing, they pick it up at, they pick up the driving, the something speed meter, something, they pick it up and you get the bill. You're getting the bill. And you know, them think people have them things set up and sort out and properly together. So people know about the fast driving. Yeah? So, you know, nobody overtake and rush and beep. Mind you, as I said, there are exceptions to the rule. But the driving here is one that I am... It's like a breath of fresh air. If you drive a Kingston, say drive a Kingston. If you're a Kingston driver, if you have to commute through Kingston, around to Kingston, from Kingston, especially in peak hours, you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. I was pleasantly surprised about the driving here and how courteous the people are when they are driving and they are considering the pedestrians on the road. Guys, I have so much that I could say. But I don't want to say too much. So if you're interested in a part 2, let me know in the comments below. And I want to know if you are, first of all, if you are from any Caribbean country, drop it below. Drop your flag below. Not even Caribbean, because you have... Oh no, we're gonna leave that for our next time. That's shocking. Anyway, we're gonna leave that for another time. But if you have migrated from another country to the UK, drop your flag below. And if you can relate to any of the points that I have said, let me know. And let me know what was one of your what is the most shocking thing for you moving to the UK from your country. I am so intrigued and I'm so interested to know. So let me know in the comments below and we'll talk more. Okay, we'll talk more about this. Bye bye.
You know, the beauty of living in London, the beauty is that you think you're a normal English-speaking Jamaican or a normal English-speaking person, and you come here and all of a sudden you have to learn to speak English again because you don't understand half the things. Things don't mean the same things, and the war we did have is pants and knickers meaning panty, because you tell me knickers as a Jamaican and me I think the short pants there. But when it's a trousers, it's like a long time I hear nobody say trousers. If it's a trousers, I'm thinking, oh, you're proper or you're long time. I don't know. It just don't sound like something that someone is going to say trousers. And boots for trunk. The first time somebody was like, do you want to put your bag in the boots? We're like, what are we talking about, and are we having the same conversation in the same sentence? Then there is the literalness to how to talk. Red and brown sauce. What happened to ketchup and barbecue sauce? Like pedestrian crossing is now the zebra crossing. The jumper, sweatshirt or whatever is now jumper. That's just completely different. And mind you, nobody twists up words like us Jamaicans and says something that means something completely different. But yeah, we need a key, a dictionary of surviving London.
So if you're planning to migrate from Jamaica to the UK or even to the US, here are some things that you need to know. So if you've watched my video about reasons why you should not come to the UK and also my video about reasons why you should come to the UK, and you decide that you still want to come to the UK or you want to try it for yourself, then great. Here's the video that will help you. So these are basically tips that I have for you, and this is part 1. So my first tip is that you need to have the right mindset, because at the end of the day, no matter where you are, whether you're in Jamaica, you're in Canada, US, UK, anywhere, you need the right mindset. If you don't have the right mindset in order to be successful or in order to be, to be progressive in life, then you will get nowhere. So the first thing you need to do is to adjust your mindset. The next thing you need to do is to work hard and save your money. Don't bother come a foreign and say, alright, you have to show off on the people them back home, or you have to go Jamaica, go braff and spend off the little money where you make. Do not do that, sir or ma'am. Work hard, save your money. Nobody even go back a yard until you know so you have enough money put on and can go, because trust and believe that the minute you touch Jamaica style, you're gonna start to earn out money like nothing. So work hard, save your money, my second tip. My next tip to you is to build your credit score. Now, you are going to realize that your credit score is very, very, very important, even though you probably never even know about it when you're there in Jamaica. But once you touch foreign soil, you're going to realize that everybody and them granny want to know about your credit score. When you're opening accounts, when you're trying to get loans, when you're trying to take out any form of even a phone contract, them are gonna run your credit score. So the first thing you need to do is to build your credit score. If you're coming to the UK, I can attest to that. Otherwise, I don't know, let me know in the comment section. If you're from the US and you can give some tips, let us know in the comment section. But in the UK, the best way to build your credit score is to firstly join the electoral roll and to get yourself a bank account, and those will help to build your credit score. And it's also good to get credit card and repay them on time. Stuff like that will add to building your credit score. My next tip is to hang around or go around progressive people. Do not hang around with people who they are foreign from Wapikill, Philip, and not doing anything with them in life. That makes no sense. They're just going to hold you back. Get yourself some friends that are ambitious and progressive and that will push you to be your best self and to actually work hard. When you find those friends that are not going anywhere, you will find that you end up not going anywhere. As they say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. That is something to bear in mind. Like for part 2 and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Let me tell you about something they don't put in the migration pamphlets. When a Jamaican steps off that plane at Heathrow, jacket zipped up, winter coat bought specifically for this moment, dreams heavy in the chest, there is a specific kind of violence that begins. Not physical, cultural. The kind that makes you question everything you thought you knew about yourself. You came from, you came for opportunity, for the NHS, for education, for money, for a better life. But what you didn't expect was the earthquake. Today, we're going to talk about culture shock, not the sanitized textbook version. The real, raw, soul-shaking experience that Jamaicans face when they move to the UK. And if you're planning to make that journey, or you've already made it and you're sitting in your cold apartment wondering why nobody told you it will be like this video is for you. Let us talk about the iron that cuts the deepest. For generations, Jamaicans were taught to see Britain as the mother country. Our education system was British, our language British, our legal system. We learned about British kings and queens before we learned our own history, So when you decide to migrate, there is this subconscious expectation of familiarity, like visiting a distant relative you've heard about all your life. But when you arrive, you realize this relative doesn't know you, doesn't care to know you. And the history you share, it's not the warm family reunion you imagine. It's complicated and uncomfortable, and nobody wants to talk about it. That's the first shock. The emotional one, the realization that you're not returning home, you are entering foreign territory, wearing the face of a language and a history that was imposed on you. Culture shock is not one moment. It's a journey through psychological stages that will test everything about you. Phase 1, the honeymoon. Alright? You are excited. Look at these big buildings, the buses run on time, everything is so organized. You're posting photos on Instagram with Big Ben feeling you made it, Phase 2, the crush. 2 weeks in, maybe a month, the shine wears off. You greet your neighbor, nothing. You try to make friends at work, everyone's polite but distant. You go to buy food at the Jack Chicken, tastes like cardboard with ketchup. You're wearing 3 layers indoor and you're still cold. You start thinking, what have I done? Phase 3, the negotiation. You figure out the oyster card. You find a Jamaican restaurant that tastes almost like home. You connect with other Caribbean people who understand. You learn that that's interesting means I completely disagree with you. You adapt. Slowly, painfully. Phase 4, then integration. You don't become British, but you learn to code switch. You keep your Jamaican soul, but operate in British systems. You build something new, not fully Jamaican, not fully British. A third identity, diaspora. But getting to phase 4, that's where most people don't prepare you for the battle. The cold is not just weather. Okay, everyone tells you British is cold, but they don't tell you it's a cold that enters your bone and stays there. That you'll wear a winter jacket in summer because your body never adjusted. That the grey sky will affect your mood in ways you can't explain. That you'll miss the sun like you miss a family member who died. Okay? The silence is deafening. Like in Jamaica, life is loud, music from every corner, people shouting greetings across the streets, taxis with reggae blasting, community everywhere. In the UK, there is silence. People don't make eye contact on the tube. Your neighbor lives 3 feet away and you've never spoken. The bus is moving library. And when you try to bring that Jamaican energy, loving loud, playing music, cooking with the windows open, you get complaints, noise complaints for living. That's when you realize your very existence is too much for this place. The language barrier, nobody admits about. Let's talk about the language. Okay, you speak English, they speak English, but you don't speak the same English. Red sauce means ketchup. Knickers means underwear, not shorts. Boot is the trunk of the car, and when your coworker says quite good, they actually mean mediocre. The indirect will drive you insane. In Jamaica, if someone has a problem, they tell you. In Britain, they smile and report you to HR. Now, let us talk about the money trap. Because most people, they go to UK to make money, and you will. But here's what they don't tell you. Rent will eat 60% of your salary. A tiny room smaller than your childhood closet costs more than a full house back home. You'll share a kitchen with strangers. You'll hear every footstep from the apartment above. You'll learn what council estate means and why landlord discriminate based on your accent. The money is better, but the cost of living is brutal. And the financial goal that seemed achievable in Jamaica, it stretches into years. Here's what nobody talks about. Culture shock is not just external, it is internal. You start questioning who you are. For men, the shock is often about invisibility and emasculation. In Jamaica, man walks with presence. In the UK, you're just another black face that store security follows. The confidence you had back home, it gets stripped away by 1,000 microaggressions. You can't quite name. For women, especially single mothers and healthcare workers, it's the double burden. You're holding down a job in a system that's rigid and emotional cold. You're raising children without the village, without your mother's help, without the neighbor who will watch your kids while you run to the shop. The independence the UK offers comes with a price: isolation. And for everyone, the food, the rhythm, the spirit of life itself feels muted, like someone turned down the volume on your existence. Around month 6, you lie awake in that cold, tiny room and you'll ask yourself, did I make a mistake? And the answer is complex. No, because you came here with a purpose, for opportunity, for your family, for a better future. But also, yes, because part of you died when you left. The part that thrived in community, in warmth, in spontaneity, in the chaos and color of Jamaican life. The question is not whether you made a mistake. The question is, can you build a life that honors both worlds? Can you make money without losing your soul? Can you adapt without erasing yourself? If you're going to the UK, here's what you need to know. Prepare mentally, not just financially. Research is not just about a visa requirement. It is about understanding that you're not just changing location. You're entering a completely different cultural operating system. Build community before you need it. Connect with the diaspora groups online before you even land. Find your people. They will save you. Budget for isolation, not financial isolation, emotional isolation. Plan how you'll combat it. Church, community centers, hobby groups. Don't wait until you're drowning, right? Hold on to your culture like a life raft. Your music, your food, your language, these are not just luxuries. They are survival tools. Cook Jamaican food even if your flatmates complain. Play your music, speak patois, don't let them shrink you. Give yourself fire, not a month. Yes, that's how long it takes to truly adjust. If you judge the experience in the first 3 months, you'll break. Be patient with yourself. And most importantly, you're not betraying Jamaica by adapting to the UK. And you're not betraying yourself by keeping your Jamaican spirit alive. You are diaspora. You are both. You are the bridge. The UK can give you stability, financial opportunities, and systems that work. While Jamaica gave you something the UK never, ever will. A spirit that refuses to be dulled, a resilience born from struggle, a culture that celebrates even in hardship. Don't go to the UK thinking you'll just fit in. You won't. You're not supposed to. Go with the plan, go with your eyes open, go with your identity intact. And when that culture shock hits, it will hit. Remember, you're not breaking, you're transforming. The question is, what will you become? So guys, as I come to the end of this video, if this resonated with you, hit that like button, share this with anyone planning to make that move, and drop a comment down below telling me what was your biggest culture shock moment when you got to the UK. Let's talk about it, because we're not just surviving this journey, we are documenting it. We are learning from each other, and we are building a diaspora that refuses to be silent. So good people, just let you know that I'm the Bantu Merchant, and this is our story. This is where I tell the diaspora stories unfiltered, truthfully and unapologetically. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.